welcome. So today's video we'll be talking about hyperlinks. So let me clean this and get started. So hyperlinks basically connect different web pages together. You click on them and you navigate to another document. So let me demonstrate that. I'm going to undo this and go live. Okay, so right now in our document, in our website, we only have one web page, this video page with Mickey. So what if I wanted to create a different web page? So I'm going to come right here, new file, blog.html. So I'm going to create a basic template here, give it title blog. Create a header, and maybe a paragraph too. Okay, and now we have that. So this is on a totally different page, but I want to be able to navigate there on a whim whenever I feel like it. So we use hyperlinks to do that, and it's written with the anchor tag. You write that by typing A. So this takes in href, and as we already know how to work with file paths, we'll be using file paths to work with this. So right now is in the same folder, so we don't need to type much. You just type blog.html. So now the way anchor tags work by default, if you're using the A tag, you need to specify what will be written in the A tag. Because right now, yes, you have the anchor tag that points to the web page, but what should it be named? What should the link appear as? Right now, I'm going to say it should appear as, okay, let me just say blog. So if I open my site now, all right, look at it down here. Sorry, give me a second. Let me just remove the autoplay. In fact, I'm going to remove the entire video. I'm going to comment it out. Okay, so now we have less to look at. So you can see the blog button is right there. If I click on it, that's navigated to the blog web page. And that is the basics of anchor tags. It lets you create multiple pages in your website. By clicking on them, you can navigate through the different pages. So on the blog web page, I'm going to create another anchor tag leading back to the index. But one fun thing you can do, you can actually place other elements inside the anchor tag. So for instance, I'm going to place an image inside this anchor tag. I'm going to navigate to the images and pick up the Mickey Mouse image. I'll give it a width of 200 pixels and a height of 250 pixels. So let's look at that. So we have the Mickey Mouse image here now, but you notice whenever I hover over it, the symbol that represents my mouse, it changes from an arrow to a hand. And this is how it works generally with anchor tags, with hyperlinks. When you hover over them, the mouse changes from the arrow to the hand. So it's telling me that this image is a link, and if I click on it right now, it has redirected me. The same way the blog, if I hover over it, the mouse changes. If I click it, I've returned here. You have noticed the color of this blog is a bit different. I want to demonstrate something right now. The blog and the gallery are two different colors. So why is that? That is the question. I'm going to create another one right now. Good. So now the color is very easy to notice. The blog gallery here, the gallery, the color is different from the rest. And you're probably wondering why. But I want you to notice something now. I'll click on gallery. And inside the gallery, I'm going to have, let me create another anchor tag to take me back. So now I've gone back. You've noticed the gallery is now the same color as blog and the rest. And the reason for that is hyperlinks usually have a color code that they follow, and they're all on, all unvisited links are usually blue. The visited links are purple, like you're seeing all of them now are purple, and the active link is red. But because we have visited all these links, it's just showing purple. When we hadn't visited the gallery, it was showing blue. So that's basically why it's like that. So you just need to keep that in mind. Although you can customize it with CSS, but by default, this is how it operates. So now let me talk about attributes. The attributes that the anchor tag can have. So the first one, we have the target. So when we're talking about the target attribute, there are major ones you'll be using: the self and the blank. So let me start with self. Self is the default. If I click on blog, for instance, it opens this, I click, I go back. It's the default. But if I change this to blank, watch what happens now. I'll click on blog. Wait, which page is this? Okay, it's in the gallery page. Sorry, let me go to gallery. Okay, so if I go to gallery, I set this back to self. So if I go to gallery, I click return, it opens, everything is normal. But now if I change it to blank and I go and click return, you notice what just happened? It's created a new, it opened a new tab. So once again, in the gallery, I click return, it's opened a new tab. So I don't know if you've ever visited a website, you click on a link, maybe you want to view another page of the website. Rather than opening in that tab you're currently using, it's open a new tab and open that link. That is what the blank target does. So the two major ones you'll be using is self and blank. But there are other ones, but they are not really that necessary right now. Let's focus on self and blank. So once again, let me just repeat. Self means it will open in the same page, in the same tab. And this is the one that is active by default. By default, it's always set to self. But if you switch it to blank, when you click on the link, it opens a new tab and opens the page there. So like I said, other elements such as images can be put inside an anchor tag. And similar to what we've covered so far, that's basically, this is another simple course similar to what we've covered so far. So in the next video, we're going to look at lists. And after lists, we'll finally look at CSS and start beautifying it, start adding colors to the background, changing the font, etc., etc. I want us to get the basics down because we're going to be building a blog by the end of this course. So that's how anchor tags work. So that's how hyperlinks work in HTML. They help you navigate to a new web page. And going forward, we're going to be using it quite a lot because we'll be creating multiple pages. We'll have a landing page, we'll have a profile page, we'll have etc., different pages. A page for videos, a page for images. We're going to have all of that. So keep this in mind. If any part of it was still confusing, you can just go back and repeat. you can watch the video again, but let me just repeat. Anchor tags help you navigate to different web pages. You do this by stating the href attribute. You set the destination. We have already covered file paths, so you just put the path to the HTML file here. It can be a relative or absolute link. If you want to redirect them to a link within your site, it's a relative link. But if you want to point them to an external site, obviously it's going to be an absolute link. Then also you can put images inside the anchor tag. Then if you want the tag to open in the same, by default, the tag will open the new site in the same tab. But if you want it to open in a new tab, you set the target attribute to blank. Alright, so that's basically it. Thank you for watching this video. So stay tuned. The next video we're going to look at lists, working with lists. Then after that, we're going to look at CSS, start adding colors, start changing our fonts. We'll start beautifying the web page. Because so far I've only been teaching HTML, I've not touched anything regarding CSS. So in the next video, we'll look at lists. In the one after that, we'll look at CSS. Thank you, stay tuned. Alright, thank you for sticking by to the end. If you feel this video helped you, please drop a like and feel free to subscribe for future content. I also have a website and a Discord where I'll be dropping most of my free content, so check that out. Also feel free to support the channel on Ko-fi to aid the making of future assets and videos. Alright, that's all for now. See you in the next video.